Hypothesis testing for a proportion. We're trying to perform hypothesis test for a proportion. So the first step on the calculator would be to press Stat. Then you use the right arrow key to go to tests. And then scroll down through the list until you find one proportion z-test, which is number 5, and press Enter. Now a screen appears and you have to enter the null hypotheses. You have to enter the number of successes x and the sample size. Then you highlight the alternative hypotheses and you are going to calculate. So let's take a look at an example where the sample size is 1000 and there are 278 successes. The null hypothesis is 0.25 and the alternative hypothesis is p does not equal to 0.25. So here we're dealing with a two-tailed test. So the null hypothesis is 0.25. Enter the x value for your successes, 278. Enter the sample size is 1000. Now the alternative hypothesis is not equal to p null, but here you can also see if you have a left tail test, so you would have to highlight less than, and if you had a right tail test you would have to highlight greater than p0, the null hypotheses, and you can move these with your cursor as you can see. So I highlight not equal to the null hypotheses, press Enter, scroll down to calculate, press Enter, and you see in your calculator screen that the alternative hypothesis appears. The proportion is not equal to 0.25, followed by the test statistic. The test statistic is z, which is 2.045. If you had to round it to 3 decimal places, make sure that you follow your rounding instructions. And that is followed by the p-value of 0.041. You also see the sample proportion and the sample size. So that is one way of hypothesis testing for a proportion.